Hey, Frank, what stands out the most to you, not just from this series, but the whole postseason now, 4-1 over Portland, 4-1 over Houston? What is your takeaway from the way your team is playing?
Well, I'm really proud of our whole team, beginning with our captains, but, really top to bottom on our whole roster's commitment to the defensive end. We played against the hottest player in the bubble in Dame Lillard in the first round, and this team that is unique and has one of the most high-powered offenses in the history of the league. James and Russ, both MVP level players, great three-point shooting support system, and we really committed to the defensive end. And even though they have a three-point attack, it was a paint-first mindset. Our verticality and rim protection was just special tonight. The commitment was there, and from the beginning of the season, our group has really committed to that end of the floor, and it's paying dividends right now.
Frank, what's most impactful about the LeBron and AD combo on and off the court? As I don't know if there's a difference in postseason and regular season, but is there anything that stands out about the way that those two impact you?
Well, the fact that they're so cohesive on and off the court really impacts our group's togetherness and our chemistry, and it filters down to the rest of the guys. And then obviously both of them have dominant abilities on both sides of the floor. They're both willing passers. So, they fit what we're trying to build here in terms of being a team-first team offensively, and one that's athletic and gifted and talented and committed on the defensive end. So all those things are leading us to success thus far, and looking forward to seeing how far we can take it.
Hey, Frank, it's Dave. It's pretty obvious that the level of play you guys have been at these last two rounds is different from what we saw in the seeding round. How can you explain the improvement and the growth you've shown, in these first two rounds compared to when you first got down?
Well, it just takes a little time to gel. We had 4 months off, and obviously the guys had to get their legs back under them, rhythm and timing, all those types of things. And then obviously when we played the first 2 games or 3 games, we clinched the 1 seed. We began getting a lot of guys a lot of work. So there was a little bit of a unfamiliarity, just trying to work guys in and whatnot. But the confidence that I've had in this group has been strong all the way through, and I'm excited about what we can accomplish going forward, not just what we've accomplished thus far.
Hey, Frank. Obviously, the playoffs are such a different animal. I'm wondering what you've learned about this team through these first 2 rounds, and the way they've responded to going down 0-1 in each round.
Yeah, well, they've got a great ability to figure things out. That's the number one thing for me. And both within a game, as opposing coaches and teams are putting adjustments in place. Our group's ability, our assistant coaches, myself, our player leaderships, every guy from the first guy to the last guy down the end of the bench is talking and just figuring the game out and figuring the series out. And we've had really productive film sessions just to tweak the plan or strengthen the plan each time we play a game in these playoffs. And we continue to get better as the series goes along. Hopefully that will continue.
Hey, Frank, it's Tanya.
Hi, Tanya.
I was wondering, when the Lakers are back in the conference finals, it's a big deal because it's been 10 years and this is an organization that was accustomed to being there. You want your players thinking about the pressure there is with that, the pressure that comes with trying to get the Lakers back to something that their fans and the organization expects to be.
To me, those are end result things. We're super happy for our fans. We're the best fans in the world and the largest fan base in the world in terms of NBA basketball. And Laker Nation, we're all happy for you guys to have the success and put us back in the conference finals with the opportunity to do something great. And but for us, our focus really remains on the task at hand and staying in the moment, and we're not thinking about pressure or what we have to win for who and all those types of things. We really just have a task-oriented, stay in the moment mindset, and it really pays dividends for us.
Hey There's no question that defense has been the key in the first two series for the Lakers. It literally changed the series, and they dominated on that end. But offensively, the Lakers have found their rhythm and found their balance. Check out this, the smooth operators. You got 6 players in double figures, including all 5 starters. Markieff Morris with 16, Danny Green with 14, KCP with 10, props to Kuz, 17 off the bench, 3 for 6 from 3. Pretty impressive.
Very impressive, Peter, and you stated it. The defense is what does it for the offense. You know, defense is like caffeine in coffee. You know, it gives you that energy you need. And when you start playing defense as a team, you don't even think about offense. It just comes naturally. You know, when you're down or, you know, you're trying to get in the game or something, and you start thinking offense all the time, that's a hard way to get back into the game. So I think the Lakers, even in March and February, their defense, you know, they said it at the beginning of the year, we want to be a defensive team. AD said, I want to be defensive player of the year. So when they're clicking defensively, their offense just comes so easy for them.
Can I ask you guys a question? Because you guys have been on great defensive teams. When people start to recognize how good you are defensively, I'm sure there's a sense of pride. It gives you even more energy on that side of the basketball. You kind of hang your hat on it. Just seems like the Lakers embrace that defensive style of basketball they play. And then they're having so much fun on offense and they share the ball that it just makes you work harder.
You know, Gita, when we used to go up against the Pistons and the Celtics, you knew their defense was tough.
Yeah.
And it took that it's not going to be easy. You knew it wasn't going to be easy in your head. So it put like a little extra worry in your head. When you know they're going to be physical, you know they're going to take away some of your strength, you got to be ready for that mentally.
Yeah, you know what? You can control your effort and energy and what you bring to the game night in and night out. You can't control how the ball bounces. You know, so if you can hang your hat on the defensive end of the floor to win the championship, that speaks volumes.
And Brez, I think what's interesting is when the Lakers lose, it's usually the way they lose. They don't hit any threes. They don't get bench production. Yeah. The other starters besides LeBron James and Anthony Davis don't have good games, and it seems so glaring. And we all critique it so hard. But when they look good and everyone plays well, you go, no wonder why they won 53 games or whatever and dominated.
Absolutely. It's funny how they lost game 1 in both series, and people are like, the sky is falling. It wasn't really falling after all, was it? No.
All right, much more ahead here. LeBron and Lakers dominated from the opening tip. They are headed to the West Finals for the first time since 2010. We're going to hear from King James next.